The 20th annual Victoria's Secret fashion show is set to air in 185 countries on December 8th. I know it's in everybody's calendar. 5 of the models rank on Forbes' highest paid models list. Between them, they earn a combined $50 million. Not bad, ladies.
Wow. Presidential hopefuls had something for everyone at the debate, ranging from tax reform to defense plans. But did they have something for millennials? A Harvard IOP poll found that the #1 issue young voters want to hear about is the economy, but their economic concerns may differ from those of their older counterparts. Here with their take, Katherine Timpf, Fox News contributor, and Callie McNaney, a political prospect founder. I'm sure I butchered your last name. Tell me how to say it correctly. I apologize.
Don't worry. Kaylee McEnany. No worries.
All right, I'll get it next time. Kaylee, let me start with you then. So they're looking for more stuff on the economy, but about what? And did they hear what they wanted last night?
You know, I don't think so, because there's really a disconnect. You look at the voting base, and 36% of eligible voters are millennials. When you listen to the debate last night, and to my recollection, one person mentioned young people, and that was Ben Carson, with reference to the minimum wage. So young people are tuning in, and they want to hear one thing. They want to hear jobs. Millennials are still facing double-digit unemployment. They come out of college with catastrophic debt load, and then they can't find a job. So they are hurting on all fronts. Obama can tout a rising economy, but millennials aren't feeling that, and they want to hear a message from Republicans.
Catherine, you know, I heard a lot more people talk about jobs, specifically Marco Rubio. I mean, he mentioned the idea that the robots are coming and that they are replacing a lot of workers in the economy. I mean, this is exactly what the fight about the minimum wage is about. It's the idea that as you raise wages higher, that you are going to drive into more automation. And in fact, Donald Trump mentioned the same thing. I mean, he said the quote that now people are hearing all day long about wages are too high. So they did address this, but was it in a way that millennials heard? Maybe not.
Well, they didn't specifically mention millennials, and millennial or not, the argument is the same, that yes, you can be replaced by machines, and no, you might not have the chance that you would at an entry-level job, which is the kind of job that millennials are going to be looking for right out of college. If you're more expensive to be hired, then someone's going to be less likely to take a chance on you, especially if you're less experienced, and then you lose out on the opportunity to work your way up. Now, that's something that I know, but that's not something that they mentioned specifically. I don't know if they would need to or if they should, but they should, because when I think about it, it really is kind of hard to argue against giving people more money. It sounds really great on the surface if you don't explain it a little bit.
Okay, so meanwhile, protesters fighting for a higher minimum wage outside the theater in Milwaukee last night didn't get the answer they wanted from candidates. Listen.
So do not raise the minimum wage.
I would not raise the minimum.
So, sir, just to be clear, you would not raise it?
I would not raise it.
If you raise the minimum wage, you're going to make people more expensive than a machine. And that means all this automation that's replacing jobs and people right now is only going to be accelerated.
Okay, so did they get it right? Kaylee, what do you think?
Ben Carson got it right, because when Ben Carson spoke about the minimum wage, he said specifically, you know who this will hurt? It's the African-American young person who this will hurt. And he's exactly right. You look over at Germany, where there's no minimum wage, and they have the lowest youth unemployment of any country. So the facts are there. The facts are on the Republican side, but they need to couch it in terms that are relatable to young people. And then it's a victory for them, a solid victory if they do.
Yeah. Catherine, what do you think of that?
I completely agree. It's logical that you're not going to be able to hire the same amount of people if you have to pay them more money than if you could pay them a little less money and let them work their way up. But that seems obvious if you think about it, but a lot of people don't think about it because, like I said, they can't get past the idea of why do you want people to get more money? You know, Republicans don't care if people are poor. Republicans hate poor people. For some reason, a lot of people are still able to get away with that narrative, even though it's ridiculous. So kind of explaining with examples of people who it's hurting, like Carson did, is really what Republicans need to be doing.
Yeah, or others made the point that it's really not about having that minimum wage job. It's about entrepreneurship. It's about learning that career where you're not making a minimum wage. You're doing better than that. Thanks to both of you for joining us. We appreciate it. David.
All right, well, coming up, why all those stats about the military budget that we heard last night didn't really add up.